The the internet at the McDonald's conked out, so I couldn't.
Yeah, no shit. I'm sitting there, it's like, what the fuck? I'm sitting there just talking away at you, and you were there. It's like, well, shit.
I guess
Yeah,
that
that's
one day
good.
that we went. I guess that one day where we played Borderlands for like 3 hours, 4 hours. I guess it was a fluke, because I can't get no more than 30 minutes out of the internet before it's fucking gone. You know.
Now, see, that doesn't make any sense to me because as long as you're patronizing that store, as long as you're buying shit, they
Yeah.
shouldn't be able to say a damn word to you. As
Yeah.
long as
No,
you're
they're not
buying
saying
shit.
nothing. No, they're not saying nothing to me, Vaughn. That's not. They're not saying anything.
Dude, if they're cutting off your internet, they might as well be. I mean,
I don't think there's nobody personally at the McDonald's cutting it off. I just think it's automatic.
oh, you think it's an automatic thing? Well,
Yeah.
maybe it is. I don't know. I don't know how they do their shit, but my way of thinking is as long as you're buying shit there, you should be able to be on it as much as you want. Now I can see if there's thousands of people at McDonald's trying to get on the fucking internet and you are hogging it. I can see that,
Right.
but that's not what's been happening. I mean, you go in there, I hardly see anybody fucking there. So I
Yeah.
mean, it's
No.
not like
Yeah.
you're hogging the shit.
I'm not hogging anything, man.
No, of course not. I've seen the video. I mean, there's hardly anybody there. How the fuck are you hogging the shit if you ain't there? Or if nobody's there. I mean, so I mean, again, I mean, if you was hogging the internet, if you wasn't buying shit, if you was being belligerent or causing a problem or something, but you're not doing any of that. So I don't understand the problem. I really don't get the problem. If you're buying shit, you're patronizing your store, it should be just fine. But I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. Like I said, maybe it's an automatic thing. Maybe they just like fuck you.
Yeah, I think it's automatic. So you had a run-in with Lynn May. How did your date with Lynn May go?
Yeah, my supposed date with Lynn May was a total bust. Lynn May was a troll, as we all know.
No.
But
And
it
so we're gonna
was
have to make a video saying John was right. I
John was
vote.
right. Yeah, John was right. But I mean, I knew it was a troll, but I wanted to hold out that 0.0000001% chance that maybe it was a
We
real
gotta
person.
get you a nice. We gotta get you a nice pagan girl.
Yeah.
We have to get you a nice pagan girl that likes to suck. And
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a beautiful pagan chick that works at the bank, but she's Wiccan and everything. She's absolutely gorgeous. She looks like a fucking supermodel, and that's exactly why she don't want to marry me.
remember that time you were at the supermarket and you ran into that girl that was a pagan too?
Yeah. That was But I mean, like I said, not interested in me. I mean, if they was, I'd be with them right now. Hello. They're not interested in me. So I mean, they probably already got somebody anyway. But it's all good, man. I don't, I'm not going to sweat it. I'm
Yeah.
61. I'm not going to sweat the shit. If it happens, happens. If
Well,
it
we'll
don't,
get you. Maybe we look into a prostitute for you or something. I don't know.
look into a who?
Well, maybe we'll get. Maybe I can ship you over a prostitute or something.
No, 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 no. I don't want shit in addition to what I want. You know what I'm saying? I don't need any extras. No, thank
Okay.
you. No, thank you. Because you mess around with that shit, you pick up shit you don't want. And yeah, no, fuck that. Because that shit, some of that shit you don't get rid of ever. It stays with you for life. And yeah, I don't want that. Not interested in that
Yeah, I
at
get you.
all.
I understand.
Yeah, not interested in that. But yeah, man, I'm sitting there trying to get you on WhatsApp, and WhatsApp is acting like you no longer exist. And
Yeah,
you
I got it. I deleted my WhatsApp.
you deleted your WhatsApp?
Yeah, I got it deleted.
Why?
I got it my TikTok. I got rid of my social media. The only thing I got is my YouTube channel. That's the only thing I got left.
You got rid of all your social media? You got rid
Oh,
of
yep,
Teams and everything?
everything. Yeah.
Why?
The only thing I have is YouTube and Steam.
YouTube and Steam. Well, why did you get rid of Teams?
Oh, Teams. I got Teams.
Oh, you still got Teams? Okay.
Yeah, I got still got Teams.
Okay. All right. So, but you got rid of WhatsApp. I think I know why.
I might bring back WhatsApp. I might bring back
Dude,
WhatsApp.
you got Teams. You don't need WhatsApp. You got Teams.
Well, that's true. Well, but a lot of people don't use Teams. Most people use WhatsApp. That's the problem.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
I'll
I
think about it. I'll think
well,
about it.
if you no, if you got rid of it, then I'll get rid of it because I really don't need it either. The only
Okay.
person I talk to is Candace, and we both know she ain't never coming out here. No
Yeah,
fucking way.
she ain't gonna do
She
nothing.
ain't gonna do shit, or she'd have done did it. You know,
Yeah, she would have done did it already
she
if
would have
she
done
had.
did it. She would have done did it
She would if she had any intention of actually doing something. It would have been done
right.
already.
Well, see that, and see that really hurt me and my entire family because I mean, if she had come out, CPS told me to my face that if I had had a woman here with me, they wouldn't have took the kids. They said that to my face.
And Candace fucked me too because she promised that she was gonna come for me at one point, and she
Yeah,
promised you at one point. I mean, she
yeah.
promises people, and she doesn't.
And
She
then she
doesn't
don't
make.
call, and then she ends up going to a Muslim country. What the
She ended
fuck?
up going to Malaysia where she could have had her head chopped off.
Wait, she could have literally had her head chopped off. Yeah, because they don't play out there, man. The Muslim countries don't play around. If you ain't a Muslim, they don't like you, and they don't hide that fact either. I don't understand why she went to such a dangerous fucking country, man. I mean, I don't get it. Makes
Well,
no damn sense.
she claimed she did it for work. You know,
Yeah, I'm sure she did. Man. Sure.
she could have came to the states. I would have. She would have been just a. She would have been a housewife. She could have stayed home all day
She could have done
and
whatever she wanted. Yeah, she
did
could have done
whatever she
whatever.
wanted.
Yeah,
But you know what? You know what? We make our own bed and we sleep in it. So that's her fault.
that's
She
right.
made her bed and she.
That's
She
right.
could have been a
That's
good
right.
wife for you. You would have been a good husband for her.
Well,
You
of
could have had
course I
more
would have.
kids.
Of course I would have. I would have been great for her. But she didn't. I guess she's listening to the trolls instead of listening to me. And I mean, that's all right. Everybody's gotta make their choices, and so it's all good. But yeah, man, she would have. She'd have been said if she'd come here back in the day because I still had money. I still had my kids. I still had. Let's see. Was Andrew? Andrew might have been gone. But I still had my kids. Still had money. Still had the property. And see, her not showing up, that just totally threw a monkey wrench in everything. And she doesn't realize that. And I tried to explain it to her. I said, hey, you didn't just impact my life. You impacted my kids' life, my parents' life. I mean, my parents are dead, for fuck's sake. They wouldn't be dead if you'd have come down here when I asked you to. They'd still be here. They'd still be alive. At least my mom would. I don't know about my dad because my dad died back in 2007. But my mom would still be here. The Frosts wouldn't have been able to have done what they've done because you would have been here. But
That's
you
true.
know,
Yeah.
but see, she doesn't understand that your actions carry on to other things, not just your immediate situation. It can it's like ripples in a pond. It goes out to other things, and she don't understand that, or she doesn't want to understand it, one or the other. But it's okay. I mean, what's happened's happened, and that's just the way it goes. But yeah, CPS told me if she'd have been here, none of this should be happening right now. CPS told me that to my face. So, oh well.
Yeah. They weren't hiding. They weren't hiding from you on that one.
Nothing you can do but now. I mean, what's done is done.
Yeah. Do we have someone in the comments section? Who is that? Parrot? Who's this?
I don't know. Let
Paradise?
me look. Let me look and see.
Is it a troll that needs to be put out of their misery?
It's Parallax. Praise the gods, Vaughn still has internet and lights. Maybe the ETs are powering the home. Not exactly. Not exactly.
That would be pretty cool if the eight ETs were the ones keeping your trailer and internet going. That would be pretty
That would
cool.
be pretty wild, wouldn't it? That would be pretty wild. But no, that's not the case. By the way, I reported Lynn May and 6 and 7 to Microsoft for sexual
Impersonation.
exploitation, which is a felony. And because you deceived me into certain things that I won't discuss because of the trolls. But in any event, yeah, that's not cool. And also, obviously, elder abuse is a factor. So, so the
And
Linmay and the 6 and
trolls
7.
love to do elder abuse. The trolls
Yeah, well,
love.
these trolls have been reported in Microsoft, and I assure you, Microsoft's lawyers are bigger than your lawyers. So I think you're in deep shit. That's what I think. But I went on ahead and reported them and blocked them immediately, and so they can answer to Microsoft lawyers who don't play. They don't play. I mean, sexual exploitation and elder abuse are serious things. They take them serious, I assure you. And yeah, they're not going to be too happy with you guys. Okay. And I hope to God you motherfucking trolls go to jail. I'm wanting so badly for you motherfuckers to go to jail because I'm sick of
Yeah,
this.
I want to wait. I want to wake up one morning and read the news and says over 200 online criminal terrorist trolls get arrested in a raid.
Well,
That's
I
what I
mean,
want. That's
they're
what I want to see.
well, they arrested a few in the UK, and then it just dried up and blew away, and never heard no more
That's
about it.
true. It dried up like fucking like Shannon's pussy got fucking
Well,
dried as
they
hell.
had that. See, they had that law, that anti-trolling law there in the UK, and they had made a few arrests, and then that was it. I guess it was just for a photo op or something. They made a few arrests and then threw it away. You know, I guess it was just for a photo op or just to make points, political points, because I'm not aware of anybody else being arrested for trolling on the internet or harassing people on the internet. So I guess it was just a photo op or some kind of thing done to get political points because I've never heard no more about it. But the UK has an anti-trolling law. They've had it for a while now, but apparently it's not strictly enforced. I guess, which is unfortunate. But yeah,
But hey, if you're in the UK and you say something about Muslims, they fucking arrest you there right there on the spot.
oh yeah, they'll get you if you
They'll
do that.
get you good on that,
Yeah,
man.
man, they'll get you on that one. They sure will. Yeah, they will definitely get you on that shit. No doubt about it. They'll definitely get you on that shit. Well, I'm very disappointed, but oh well. What are you gonna do? The only thing you can do is just keep on. One day at a time, man. Just like I said, one day at a time. It's the best thing you can do, and just keep on keeping on, and just hope that everything turns around. That's the only thing you can do. Is hope that everything turns around.
Someone says Lin May was a troll. Shocker. Yeah, I called it from the beginning.
Yeah,
John was right on that one.
yeah. John was right on that one. He called it. He called it right off the bat. So it's all good though. Like I said,
It's all right.
everything.
We'll make sure. Vaughn will get a girl. We'll get Vaughn somebody.
Well,
We'll get someone for Vaughn.
the nice thing about this is that I was able to report them to Microsoft, and
Ooh.
Microsoft has got powerful lawyers, and so
Yeah.
hopefully they will be dealt with swiftly and harshly, and that'll be the end of that shit. So
That would be nice.
that would be nice, yeah, because obviously not good, man, not good.
Not good at all. You're pounding away on the keyboard like a fucking gorilla in heat, Vaughn. What's
Yeah,
going on
yeah.
there?
I'm just typing. So it sounds louder than it is. It's actually a soft keyboard.
Oh, okay.
It's actually a soft keyboard, but it sounds loud as hell, I'm sure. Because
No, I got you.
I'm right here next to the mic, so it probably sounds real loud. All right, do that, and do that, and do that, and do that. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh man, fuck.
Yeah, it's extremely warm.
Oh,
Trying to figure out you know, home remedies on how to beat the heat. You know, try to figure out if there's any kind of old fashioned home remedies that the hillbillies and farmers and shit used years ago to beat the heat. You know, trying to figure it out. There's got to be something out there. I just got to find it. But yeah, it's really warm, and this isn't even August. Holy shit! I dread August, man,
Yeah, let's see what August brings us. Yeah.
because August is your hottest month. You know, so I mean, August is the hottest month, and this isn't even July yet, and it's already really really warm in here. Hopefully, though, by then I'll have my money. What are you wanting, Bubby? What do you want, Bubby? Bubby's whining and crying. What's the matter, Bubby? You want what do you want?
I know how to beat the heat. Getting some beautiful girl to wrap her lips around your cockhead and just suck you dry. That gets me going every time. That cools me down.
Maybe Bubby's water. Here you go.
I think I might go to Baskin Robbins. What do you think? Or maybe Carvel. So I make a trip down to Carvel. We got a Carvel here. What other place does ice cream? Skip to my little.
All right, now Bubby's got some water and food, so he's good. He should be good. He should stop crying. I'm assuming that's what he was talking about because he didn't have no food or water, so I went and got him some and put some in there, so he's good now. Added some kitchen furniture to the Lexington, and yeah, I'm just sitting there. I'm sitting here talking away, and all of a sudden, poof, you're gone, and it's like, what the fuck? I'm sitting there chatting away, and say, hey man, I'm doing all this, Pony Island and the LLC, and now what, Bubby? You got food and water. What do you want? But yeah, I'm sitting there chatting away, and
Yeah, the internet dropped dead, man. It's not my fault. The internet dropped deader than Jesus.
yeah, wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm sitting there telling you, yeah, man, I'm working on Pony Island for Lexington, and I'm using the boomerangs, which is unique countertop, and I'm just chatting away, and you're gone. You weren't there. It's like, well, shit, where'd you go? So you got rid of everything except Teams, Steam, and StreamYards, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I might bring back WhatsApp because people use WhatsApp.
Dairy Queen for soft and Baskin Robbins for hard. No, I use Blue Bunny. Blue Bunny has soft ice cream that don't bend your spoon when you try to get it out. It's awesome shit, and I love Blue Bunny. Blue Bunny rules, man. Blue Bunny totally rules, and I can bring it home, and it's in tubs, and bring it home, put it in the door of my upright freezer, and I'm set. What do you want now, Bubby? I'm not putting you outside, no fucking way. Because I do that, you would chase cars, or somebody will try to run you over, or some stupid shit like that. What do you want? What do you want?
Yeah, yeah. I definitely agree with that 4x4. Your mother is where I go to when I need to get something done. Shannon, what's going on? Oh boy, you behaving yourself? What's going on, Shannon? I'm gonna go get myself some ice cream.
All right. I've barricaded the front porch and put them on the front porch, and hopefully that'll end the whining and the crying. They just want, maybe they just want to be outside.
You been
Uh,
helping a friend, Shannon? I hope you've been doing good. I hope you're a good person.
let's see. Thank God you changed the subject. It's 2025. Stop whining and crying about your past. Well, here's the thing, dude. Um, you got to learn from your past, though, too, right? You know,
Absolutely.
you got to learn from your past. And see, these trolls, they don't stop. They're not. I don't know. I've never seen a group of people more dedicated to destroying people's lives than these fucking
Because
trolls.
they're human garbage.
I mean, it's just unreal, though.
They're
I mean,
human fucking excrement, you know?
20 years of their life, 20 years. Let that sink in a minute. 20 years of their life to try to destroy
But you got
mine.
to understand, they're
Why?
losers. They don't have lives to begin with, so they can waste it
But
away on the internet.
but why? It's a waste of energy. It's a waste of time. It's a waste
They
of
have
money.
nothing
It's
to say about themselves. They're absolute fucking losers, Vaughn. You
yeah.
think
Well,
20 years in someone's life that has nothing to go for them, you think they mean something? Come on now.
I wouldn't waste my time doing it, but I mean, I just wouldn't do it. I mean, I wouldn't
But you
fucking do
have a
that.
life to live. You have a reason to be here. You
Well,
have
I
a
do.
reason to, you know.
Like I said in one of my morning coffees, my very name, Von Helton, which means from a bright sound. Well, what is a bright sound? A bright sound is a heralder, somebody that heralds the coming of something. So I would be like a town crier. I would be like a heralder. I would be like a prophet, even. Somebody that tells you of things that are going to come. And so my very name says what I'm here to do, which is kind of cool, actually. So that's a lot of people that blows their mind when I tell them that because they didn't really put two and two together. But yeah, von means from, and then hell, Hel, is German for bright, and then tone is German for sound. So it's from a bright sound, which is a heralder and a person that tells you things to come. So I literally am doing what my name says to do. And see, that blows people's minds when I tell them that because they didn't even put two and two together, which is pretty cool. Anyways, that's the deal. So that's just the way it goes. And hopefully things will level out and improve. And I think they knocked down the barricade I put up to keep them in. Shit. They figured out how to take the barricade down. Oh, but guess I'm gonna put a fucking door in there. Keep me.
Hey, can I get a double scoop of you have no like cheesecake, anything cheesecake, huh? I guess I'll take the very berry strawberry. Oh, can I get a cone? Two scoop cone?
Trolls do not affect your
Okay,
life.
okay. Thank you, thank
Are
you.
you fucking high? What do you mean trolls do not
Oh,
affect
that
your
looks
life?
good. Double scoop, baby. Oh yeah,
What do
that
you
looking
mean
good.
trolls? What do you mean
Thank you,
trolls do
sir.
not affect your
How's your
fucking
day
life?
going?
Crazy? Of course trolls affect your life. What do you think? Newsflash, my mom is not alive because of these
Uh,
fuckers.
I guess this one's okay because it's waffle. I like the waffle.
My
What I owe
wife
you?
is in an insane asylum because of these fuckers. My kids are not here with their daddy because of
Have it?
these
Oh,
motherfuckers.
boom.
And
Perfect.
my kids lost their childhood because of these motherfuckers. So how you figuring trolls don't affect my life? You're a fucking moron.
Like $200.
Trolls don't affect your life. You're an idiot. There's something wrong with you. Saying something like that, stupidest thing I ever heard. Speaking of ice cream, I need to get me some ice cream now. You reminded me of it, John.
You have a wonderful rest of the day, sir. You too. Pennies? Enjoy your day. Enjoy your day.
If I'm doing something and I got
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got my ice cream mission successful. $5.98 for strawberry double scoop. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's right, Shannon. Shannon, come on up. Give me a double scoop, you know what I mean? Cool me down a little bit. Shannon's gonna give me a double scoop. Red tag seal, what does that mean? 10% off of wine, huh? Mmm. Mm-mm. Not too bad, baby. Oh yeah. That's nice. Where's all the human trash out there? Trolls do affect your life if they're terrorizing you, but they're losers, you know. I mean, look at what happened. Look what happened to that trash bag, Elon Musk. Elon Musk ended up being a troll. I mean, I was warning people for years about Elon Musk. I was saying he was over $1 billion to Planned Parenthood, killing babies.
All right. I'm gonna fix me some chow mein first and eat the chow mein and then have me some ice cream.
We got Sammy in here, and like I was saying, Elon Musk. I was warning people for years about Elon Musk. He gave Planned Parenthood $1.5 billion to
That's
abort
right.
babies, and
That's
you're
right.
gonna say, and all of a sudden he's gonna be a bastion of conservative hope.
No fuck.
He sacrificed his baby to his god Moloch. Come on.
Listen at this dumbass. For Pete's sake, in the outside chat says everything that's happened to me was my fault and that I did it. Are you fucking high? What the fuck's wrong with you?
I'll tell you what, for Pete's sake, your mother's pussy got blown out last night by me, and that was my fault. I'll give you that. I went a little too hardcore on her. I should have let up a little bit.
I don't understand. I don't understand how you can say such an asinine comment. They're on Skype plotting this shit years in advance, dumbass. So where are you
Anyway,
getting that
let's.
this shit was something that I did? They've been
Anyway,
plotting it on Skype.
Sammy's here. What's going on, Sammy? What brings you in the room
Yeah,
today?
what's up, Sammy?
Oh, hey, how you doing?
I'm
I
doing
think
all right.
the whole thing with Elon Musk is overblown. It'll be forgotten in no time. He's just
Well, Elon's saying he's gonna stop acting like an animal, and Trump says he forgives Elon. So, I guess everything's back to normal.
I don't
yeah.
know.
It's just a silly distraction. You know, now they have a better distraction. The L.A. riots.
Right.
The despicable Mexican illegals. That's taking the limelight now. That's taking center stage.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to forget about the Elon,
Baskin Robbins, damn,
kerfuffle.
big
The
money, big
Elon
money, big money.
scandal.
Well, like I said, yeah, that looks good, John. Like I said, Elon, none of these. See, the whole goddamn thing is a fucking lie, and conservatives are eating this shit up with a fucking spoon, and it just cracks me up because none of these motherfuckers represent real conservatives. Not one of them. They're all Democrats. They're all Democrats. Every fucking one of them. Elon Musk is a Democrat. Trump is a Democrat. Tulsi Gabbard's a Democrat. Kash Patel's a Democrat. They're all Democrats posing as conservative Republicans, and these stupid MAGAs are too stupid to figure out to be in fucking play.
No, it's not that they were former Democrats and they left the Democrat Party and they come from the kind of demographic that's not like the rural MAGA conservative types. But there's common ground there. Now, this was all contrived. It was a ruse. And it's bullshit. It's just meant to be a diversion, a distraction, a sort of like a talking point because things are falling apart behind the scenes in many respects.
Yeah.
And Elon was asking to be relieved and released of the job he took on for himself, so he can go back.
He signed up for a limited contract for X amount of days, and after that X amount of days, he was done. It has nothing to do. They're trying to play this off like he stormed out and quit.
Well, this is all contrived behind the scenes in order to give him some credit or to have him be disassociated with Trump, so people will forget his association with Trump, and that he'll no longer be political, and he's back to being a businessman and an entrepreneur.
Everybody, I'm glad you reminded me of that, Sammy. Everybody that is a conservative American, a patriotic American, you need to watch my video over on Odyssey called One Big Happy Family. Because if you go watch that video, I literally link all of these motherfuckers together. They're all in it together. They're all playing the shit out of you. Okay? Zuckerberg and Musk, they're tight. They're doing shit together. Zuckerberg and Thiel, they're doing shit together. Thiel and J.D. Vance, they're doing shit together. J.D. Vance and Musk are doing shit together. They're all tied in with Trump and Thiel and Musk and all the. Even Zuckerberg, like I said, Mark Zuckerberg is even in there. They're all in it together.
Let me be clear-minded about this for everybody and paint a clear picture for you. Okay, the 30,000-foot view. All right. Musk revealed a lot of the wasted corruption, and it was blatant and flagrant. USAID, like as if people didn't already have their suspicions or proof. He just blew it out. He blew the government pussy out and made it exposed, so everybody could see that it's not just speculation; it's all true. All right, but why is Trump pushing his big, beautiful bill of trillions of dollars? Because he knows that the dollar is about to kick the bucket, so he's going to blow it out.
That's what it is?
He has nothing left to do other than to blow the dollar's pussy out, because the dollar's pussy has already been slammed and banged and blown to bits, and there's little left of it. Close to $40 trillion in official.
It looks like a fucking Italian sub with roast beef hanging out the side.
So you might as well blow it out completely. Yeah. There's no other thing. There's nothing else he can do. He's not going to be conservative. He's not going to be fiscally conservative. The dollar's already blown out. He may as well totally blow it out. He may as well explode it with some like 100 kilos of C4, 100 pounds of C4. That's his big, beautiful bill. There's no saving the dollar. You're not going to pay any of that debt off. the interest. None of it is going to get paid off. He has to blow it out with inflation. There's nothing else he can do.
Yeah. No, it's right. You might as well just cream pie it. You might as well at this time at this point blow out the pussy and cream pie it. That's what you do.
You have a massive deviant, debaucherous orgy on it, and blow it out and have everybody.
It's like that OnlyFans girl who did she slept with a.
Oh yeah, what's her face?
Remember that? There's a blonde bimbo OnlyFans girl that slept with 1,000 men in
Lillian Phillips.
That's what happened to the American dollar. 1,000 Negro fucking footlongs fucking blew out the fucking pussy. And it's destroyed. It's fucking cream pied, destroyed. It looks like Rocky's left eye after a match. That's what happened. It's done, Sammy. It's done.
That's a very sloppy pussy there.
Yeah.
It's a dead pussy walking.
It looks like fucking roast beef that left that on the counter for a day. It's fucking. It's done. It's you throw it in the trash.
The mangy dogs have had their fun with it, and it's already done and over and done with.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's the 30,000-foot view. You have to stop talking about we're going to be fiscally conservative, and we're going to save on spending, and we're going to cut back on government spending.
You can't be fiscally conservative when you're $39 trillion in debt. Okay.
Yeah.
There is no such thing as a conservative in D.C.
You know the only way you fix $39 trillion in debt, you know what the only way to do it is that you tax everyone, you tax every American person in the world, every American citizen in the United States, and then you not spend a dime. You would have to give up everything. No military, no welfare, no nothing, no roads for fucking, 10 years? And then maybe after that you can get the shit back together. It's done. You can't do it. It's impossible.
Well, Musk actually talked about that. Musk said that there's going to reach a threshold, and he's right, because I looked it up myself. You're going to reach a certain threshold. It could be 39 trillion. It could be 50 trillion. I think they said 53 trillion is what they're looking at. But you're going to reach a threshold.
And you know what?
Threshold to the point where the interest that you pay on the money you owe is going to be more than you take.
Yeah, it's going to be more than what. Yeah.
It's not even a joke. The statistics are. We talked about this. Every 3 months, the national deficit grows by $1 trillion every 3 months.
Correct.
You don't have 10 years. You don't have 10 years. You have maybe 1 or 2 years max. They know the dollar's been blown out. The pussy's been blown out completely. Yeah. And even, Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan, I saw him. I was doing security for One Manhattan Plaza after 9/11. I got the job because of my military experience, and all of them, all the people on the team were all former military. I had a nice suit at the front desk and at the elevators. I did security. He used to come in and out of the building all the time. I used to see him. Everybody used to say hello to him. And he was an executive at the time, and now he's the CEO. Jamie Dimon, just a few days ago, we all know who he is. You know what he said? He said, "You can bet your bottom dollar. I guarantee you that the bond market is going to crack, and you're going to have a crisis. With the U.S. Treasury bonds. He guaranteed it's going to happen. It's coming. You think?
Here was a bombshell that Trump released.
You think they don't know this? They know the dollar's been blown out.
Trump released a little gem that kind of even shocked me because I didn't think he would mention it. Trump mentioned the fact that the Fed was totally okay with lowering rates for the countries of Europe. But then when it come to us lowering our rates, the Fed didn't lower our rates. And I was surprised that Trump even brought it up because, the Fed is owned by Rothschild, obviously, his boss. And so I didn't even think it would bring it up. So it was really fun.
Conglomeration of all the commercial banks in America. They
I
all own
was shocked.
the Fed. It's J.P. Morgan. It's Citibank.
Right.
It's Bank of America.
Bank of America.
It's all of them own the Federal Reserve. It's owned by commercial banks.
Right. And they're owned by.
They're all in bed with one another. They also, it's an incestuous relationship. You know, it's not one owns one owns all of them. They all own one another, including
Right.
Deutsche Bank, including the banks in Europe, a Swiss bank, the bank that went under, Credit Suisse, and UBS. They are all incestuous. It's all one cabal. It's not one family. It's a cabal.
They killed Muammar Gaddafi because he refused to put a central bank in his country. That's why they killed him. That's why they killed him.
Anyway, no, it's not just one Jew bag family. It's a Euro trash, elitists, aristocrats that go back all the way to the kings and
By the
queens.
way, I want to say I came up with that term, Jew bag. That's my term.
No, it's an Irish expression from New York, a Jew bag. You just popularized it. I heard Jew bag.
Popularized it, yeah.
You popularized Jew bag, but it was a familiar term from way back in New York.
Yeah, it is. I remember hearing it when I was a kid. So yeah, it goes a long way.
And poor old David Portnoy is getting all hot.
Every time I hear his name, every time I hear his fucking name, I think of Little Lord Fauntleroy. It's like what the fuck?
Little Lord Fauntleroy.
Yeah, Fauntleroy. It's I forget what that was. I think it was a kid's book from years ago or some shit. Like the 1700s or something.
It was inevitable. The guy wanted to endear himself to the New England crowd that he grew up with in Boston. Boston. Okay, so he's a businessman over there. He's he created a name for himself, became successful. But I told you years ago that this would be inevitable. I said the Jews would find themselves in a vice grip between all political camps, all the different divides, all the different, the whole political spectrum would target in on the Jews and scrutinize them. I said this before I met you, when I started talking to John. I told them the left and the right will put the Jews of the diaspora and of America in a vice grip, and they won't give them any they won't be lenient with them. They won't give them any quarter, because the goyim, the Gentiles, the fucking eggplant, mindless Gentiles have grown a mind, and they just don't want the Jews meddling in any of their affairs anymore. They don't want Jewish input on their culture, on their politics, on their economics, because the relationship is mutually destructive. And it's because of the origins of, we talked about the history, the religions, the false religion of Christianity, the Greco-Roman origins of it, all the dynamics, hundreds of years that led to the fact that Jews became, out of necessity, deceptive and manipulative in order to survive in the Christian world. All right, Christianity is a manipulative, deceptive, false religion that that labels the Jews, that blames the Jews, that vilifies the Jews. The Jews had to find a way to maneuver through this false religion, and it created what you have today in America. It created what you had prior to the Holocaust in Europe. It's because of the two-faced false nature of Christianity and the false god Jesus that you have this dynamic between Jews and Gentiles. And the Jews took advantage of it. America gave them a foothold, and they intermarried. They found a nice little warm nest in America. But now, because of these dynamics that most Gentiles still aren't fully aware of the false nature of their pagan idol Greco-Roman deity that is intermingled with Judaism, a watered down form of Judaism that gives the Jews a certain advantage and also many disadvantages. Now, once this fucking pussy deception is blown out completely, and Jesus is fucking exposed for the fucking fraud that he is, fuck that pussy up and blow that fucking pussy up completely, then the Jews have nothing left to do amongst the Gentiles. They have to come home. The jig is up. The jig is up. You understand?
Well, I think they got plenty to do because they got this and we don't. So
yeah, the Jesus fraud is still playing in the minds of the Goyim and the Jews. Once the Jesus fraud is blown wide open, you blow that old petrified, disgusting, state-sponsored fascist fraud, blow up that fucking demented, rotten pussy. And then the Jews will have nothing left to do amongst you, and you will have nothing left to do with the Jews.
as long as the Jews have money in America, they're not going to be
blown wide open. The whole fucking charade will get blown wide open already.
As long as the Jews
and David Portnoy won't play his fucking games, and the fucking dweebs in New England won't play his pizza shtick with him anymore, and they won't be friends. They're no longer friends. They're on the verge of having an Elon Musk Trump separation divorce anyway. They're having a falling out anyway. Blow that pussy out. Expose the jizzbag Jesus idol for what it is. Stop believing in that crap, and the Jews won't have any leverage on you anymore. Zero leverage. But you don't want to give up that fucking fantasy, that fucking mind screw. You don't want to give up on that shit.
Dude, they don't care about Christians. They don't give a fuck. The Jews here in the United States don't give two fucks about
I'm talking about the Christians. I'm not talking about the Jews. The dynamic is this. The Jews have leverage on you because you still believe in Jesus. Stop believing in that shit, and the Jews will stop having leverage on you.
This is what I think about Jesus right here. I think about Jesus like right there, like this.
But here's the thing, okay? As long as Jews have money, they're not going to do shit, bro. They're not going to do it. They're not leaving. They're not leaving. Now, if the dollar crashes, hold on a second. If the dollar crashes, then yeah, you may be right. They may finally grow a fucking brain and get their ass back to Israel. But I'm telling you, as long as they got money, they ain't going to leave. They ain't going to fucking go anywhere. They got it made here, dude.
That's right. They'll bitch and moan. They'll scratch. They'll scratch and paw. They'll do everything in there, like David Portnoy bitching now when he doesn't realize he doesn't have a Jewish mind. He lives like a goy. He behaves like a goy. He talks like a goy.
Yeah.
But he wants to all of a sudden identify as a Jew bag now. You've been living like a goy, taking advantage of your Jew status in America, and all of a sudden God is telling you time's up. You fucking dweeb. You fucking turd. You should, and all the rest of the Jew bags in America. Your time's up. Stop fucking around with the Gentiles. Stop fucking around with that spiritually polluted place. You've polluted yourself in that place. That's what you've done to yourselves. Leave that place already. God is telling you, leave that place. And you want to continue fighting and crawling and struggling. You fucking idiots. You are responsible.
Oh wow, we got fighting words right here. The Chosen 69 says, why doesn't that Scarface sissy make us leave? Why don't you come over here and I bend you over and paint tits on your back, bud?
Wait. This fucking Jew. This fucking Chosenite Jew bag doesn't believe in God. Every sign, every clue, every sort of a hint in the book, and this fucking American Jew fuck is asking me, why am I not making him leave? You know who's going to make you leave? You know who's going to make you leave? The one God that you pretend to believe in. He's going to make you leave. You don't believe in God. You don't believe in His.
He's going to bend you over and fuck you good. God's going to give it to you good, man.
Yeah, well, like I said, most of the Jews that I'm aware of here in the United States are atheist Jews anyway. So, I mean, they don't care. They don't care about.
They don't give two fucking shit.
They don't give. Yeah, exactly.
The problem is they intermarried with the fucking Krauts and the fucking Gentiles for 200 years prior to the Holocaust, and they behaved the same way that they're behaving now. Make a slave. What happened when you intermarried with all the goyim? You lost your souls. You lost your spiritual sense. You lost your sixth sense. The Jew nose couldn't smell anything because you intermarried with the crowds and the Russians and the Poles and whoever you intermarried with. That's why you lost yourself. Put yourselves in again in America. You fucking idiots! As if God is not—it's not going to catch up with you. As if there are not going to be consequences. You fucking idiots! I'm not going to make you leave. You've had decades of warning. You've seen all the signs.
Can I get 20 on regular, please? And I
fed
need a
up
receipt if you can.
They're tired of you, and now you want to force yourselves on them by pretending you still have the status, or you're still sort of like in their good. What's the word when you're in good with somebody? You're in their good.
You're tight with them. You're tight with them.
And you're in their good regards or whatever. You're
lost it.
Just like you lost it in Europe in the early part of the 20th century. And you did not know when to fucking quit. The jig is up. The Gentiles are no longer civilized about it. The game of being civilized about. That's the Germans also. They turned into animals overnight. They turned into brutal and genocide maniacs in Ukraine and Germany. You're asking for it. The same scenario has played itself out now.
Sammy, Trump just shot down your whole narrative by passing a whole bunch of rules, making it to where we can't do shit to a Jew. We can't talk about.
We got someone called God's Chosen. God's Chosen is in here.
We can't talk
what's going
about
on,
Jews.
God's Chosen? Well, hold on, let's see what he's about. Maybe he's going to be civilized, maybe or maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
So what can we do you for, God Chosen?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, we hear you, Jew Bag. What's going on?
Well, I want to know what this Scarface guy in real life, like, he will.
He's a real Jew from Israel.
Listen,
That's what he
if
is.
you, I'm just going to warn you here. If you mess with Sammy, he's going to bend you over.
Sammy is a real Jew
Now
from
I can hear you.
Israel.
What's going on?
This is God's way
I heard
of
a warning. What was the warning?
helping us out. This is
Hold on, Scarface, shut the fuck up. Hey, what was the warning you gave me?
The warning is this: is that the Jewish God is commanding all Jews of the diaspora to leave the West and go back to Israel. Period.
Exactly.
That's it. That's what it is. All right. And the problem is that nobody wants to leave. They want to stay in the West. Well, so God, not Sammy, not me, not John, God himself, the Jewish God at least, has decided he's going to kick y'all's motherfucking ass. Oh well.
The USA is the new Rome, and we have taken control of it. We also have our own homeland. That way, we can assure that we can survive, and you jealous motherfuckers cannot kill us.
Which homeland? What are you talking about? I live in the homeland. What are you talking about?
You do? You live in Israel?
Yes. He is a real Jew living in Israel right now. He's calling us from Israel right now.
What the hell are you talking about?
Well, he don't know who you are. He don't know who you are, Sam.
Look. Listen, I know you're butthurt. I know you're all emotional. You're being emotive about this. You don't want to believe
you
this.
are in like California or some shit. You're pretending to be one of us.
No.
Turn your camera on and show us Israel. Turn your camera on.
Chosen. I know this man.
No.
He really is in Israel. He really is an Orthodox Jew. It is Orthodox, right, Sammy? That's right, Orthodox.
I went to yeshiva. I was a yeshiva student in Brooklyn.
All right. Okay. So this is a real Orthodox Jew living in Israel. I know this. He's shown us too many videos from him living in Israel. Okay.
I believe I don't believe him though. I think he's
I'm sorry, but he's real. Yeah, so you got to deal with it because he's real.
Many rabbis in America and in Israel that have loudly and boisterously made this message known for years now, that you would arrive at this moment where you would have no other choice. You'd be in the vice grips of the same situation that the Jews of Europe found themselves in, and it has played itself out. You have no excuses left. They're killing you left and right. They're targeting you. They're telling you jokes to your face. They have no respect for you anymore.
You're not in Israel.
I am
He
in
is in
Israel.
Israel.
I'm in South Carolina.
You're
Like,
in Israel.
prove it,
He is
Prove-
in
prove-
Israel.
prove it to me. Like, put your camera on and show me the fucking like outside. Like,
All right. Hey,
He's
one
done that a
second.
million times, but
Okay.
do it,
Alright.
Sammy. Show him outside.
Haifa here.
Show him
I'll show.
Haifa. That's right. Show him Haifa so that he ain't got no damn excuse.
Wait. I have to put it through. I have to put it through the window.
All I see is
One
black.
second. See the lights here?
Oh, it's night. That's right.
It's
Fuck, I
nighttime.
forgot. It's nighttime.
You see, wait a minute.
Fucking
Macau,
Haifa.
Came all the way up in the back to help out.
Wait. I have to point it to you see the lights over there?
We see the lights on the building. There you go.
it's
That's it.
nighttime.
You see the palm
Yeah.
trees. You see the palm trees. You see the cars. You see it's a Mediterranean kind of architecture, Israeli architecture. That's where
I've seen it. I've seen it. Yeah, it's Haifa.
All
There's no
right.
doubt it's Haifa.
Now, are you like,
Got the
are you
beat.
gonna go fight?
He's already served. He's already served in the military. He already served in the
I was a
military.
Hey, let's go.
I'm
Let's
the
go
US
to Gaza.
Army.
Let's go. Come on.
He already served in the military. You're not listening.
Go
I
now.
was already in both militaries. I'm over age.
Go
I'm
now.
50 plus years old.
In ancient Greece, men were required to keep war gear until 60 years old. That's when
Yeah,
people
well,
lived a lot
the
less.
requirement for the
Go now. Go
reserves
now.
is
Let's go.
go fuck yourself. I already did my military service. Did you serve in the military? Were you in the
Yes.
IDF?
No, I served in
All
the
right,
U.S.
well,
military.
why aren't you in Gaza?
I served in the U.S. military, which is superior to the IDF.
Well, I was in the U.S. Army. I was 3 years in Germany, asshole. I was 3 years in
Are you questioning
air
Sammy?
defense.
Are you questioning
So you were a
Sammy's
Pope?
military background?
what? I was a Stinger gunner for
happened?
3 years in the U.S. Army in Germany.
So you did nothing? 3 years of wasting taxpayer money?
Dude, do you have anything
just say?
valuable to say? Do you have anything valuable to say? I served in both military.
No, I just wanted to come here and-
absolutely out
I
of
just
your,
wanted to
you're
come-
out of your out. You are just you are absolutely out of your god fucking
Yeah,
Yiddish
you're
cup.
out of your
You're a
tree.
fucking
Um,
sugar man.
You're
That
out of
guy
your
was
tree.
that guy was off his fucking rocker, dude.
Yeah.
That-
Yeah, I mean, when Sammy shows you Haifa live
No,
on camera,
bring him back in. No, I want to talk to him. No, bring him back in. I want
he's
to
a
talk to him. The
fucking
message
loser,
should
dude. The
should
guy's
be.
a loser.
No, bring him back in. I want the message transmitted. I want him to listen. I want him to hear the message.
Come back in,
Through him.
come back in.
No, through
If he
him.
wants to
Through
come
him.
back in, bring
No,
him back
through
in.
him. Through him, other Jews will get the message. I want him to hear the message. He can be as snide as he wants. He can be as whatchamacallit, snipe. He can snipe me.
I had to grab him by his Jew horns and throw him out of the room. So if he wants to come back in, he has to.
No, bring him back in. No, bring him back in.
well, if he comes back, he comes back. But here's the thing, Sammy, like I tell you, these motherfuckers don't give a shit, okay? They don't. They don't give a shit about God. They don't give a shit about Torah. They don't give a shit about Meshiva, or however you pronounce it. I probably pronounced that wrong.
Yeah.
They don't give a damn, Meshuva, thank you. They don't give a damn about any of that shit. Sammy, now you and I, we're religious folk. John's a religious person. But you got to understand, the atheists, at least the ones I've encountered in America, are atheists. They're atheists as fuck.
Into the room. Bring him back in. This is the
He's
perfect
gotta
kind
come
of
back.
American.
He's
This is the
gotta come
perfect
back.
kind of American Jew. This is the perfect kind of American Jew.
That guy was a grade A guy. That guy was.
No, you
No, he
couldn't get
was-
more Jewy than him.
I think he was.
He was a
I
Jew.
think
You
he was
can't get
a-
more Jew.
That guy had no more Yiddish. He had no Yiddish neshama in that guy. That guy was done.
Yeah, I think he was.
I could see he was
That guy-
visibly
that guy was-
disturbed.
I think he was an atheist Jew.
That
I do.
fucking
I think
Yid
he was
was
an
cooked.
atheist.
He's
Maybe
done
even
for.
a
He's
flat out
done.
bullshit. I think he might have been bullshit.
He was
Well, I
visibly
trust him.
disturbed by what I had to say, and by the fact that I'm genuine, and by the fact that this message is not only coming from me, it's coming from many Jews in Israel, being
well, the
loudly
key thing
spoken.
is that it's in the key thing, Sammy, is that it's in the Torah and it needs to be obeyed. That's the important thing. That's the
Listen,
important
a lot of Jews in Israel that have lived in America are now transmitting this message to the Jews of the diaspora for their own sake, for the sake of these people, trying to wake them up before things get way too out of hand, and they've already gotten way too out of hand.
They're not going to fucking listen, bro. Yeah, that too. But they're not going to listen, bro. I mean, you're not. They're just.
I know they're not going to listen, but he was visibly kind of bothered and disturbed by what I had to say.
He was disturbed.
He was definitely disturbed. I give you that one.
Yeah, he was. Well, he didn't think it was real, and then when we showed Haifa, then he's like, "Oh,
no, bring the chosen." Hey, God's chosen night. Come back into the room.
Yeah, God's chosen. Come back in the room. Sammy wants to talk to you some more.
I want you to hear
now that you know Sammy is a real Jew living in Haifa right fucking now, then you need to apologize, number one. And number two, you need to tell everybody that's a Jew here in the United States what Sammy's trying to get across, and that they need to obey Torah and they need to get their ass to Israel. Period. End of story. That's what needs to fucking happen.
And it's not even a matter of us being snide and overbearing and telling.
Just like my boy Joe Pesci says in Casino. Listen here, you Jew motherfucker, you. Listen here, you Jew motherfucker, you. How dare you go around my back telling people what I do?
I remember that. That was.
No. Listen. I want to appeal to his Jewish ego and Jewish pride, because that's what's holding them back, keeping them. John, listen to me. Nobody's going to tell a fucking Jew what to do, especially an American Jew.
That guy's Jewish soul was as fucking dry as a 90-year-old woman's twat. It was done.
Yeah. Well, like I said,
you're not going to tell David Portnoy what to do. You're not going to tell that a bald fuck what to do. And and he says, "Well, come and make me. You know what? Tell that to the one God that you assume to be faithful to or to believe in." Because he calls himself God. He calls himself chosen. Do you believe in God? Do you believe that God gives you 1,000,001 opportunities and warnings, and then when he unleashes judgment, you come crying and bitching, "Where was God? Where was God?"
Sammy, atheists deliberately pick names like God's chosen person to just, poke barbs at you and me as theists. That's all that's about. He's no more theist than the man on a fucking moon. He's an atheist. We should talk to him and ask him if he actually believes in God. He's a Bolshevik. He's an Ashkenazi. He's something, but he's not no fucking theist. He does not believe in God.
Hey, he's out there in the outside chat. Whoever you are, you call yourself God's chosen. Do you believe in God? Ask a question to you. Do you believe in God?
Good. That's a fair question. Do you believe in God? God's chosen.
Do you believe in love?
You got it in your name. Do you actually believe? That's the thing, But see, I know how atheists are. They come on here. They come on chats like this with names like that. God's chosen. Jesus is Lord.
I'm glad we got somebody like him in here, because this is a sort of a God himself sending us a clue and an opportunity to wake somebody up like him, or to transmit the message to him. There's no such thing as a coincidence in Judaism. When you get somebody like this
coincidence, period.
in the room right now, when we're so close to this event actually popping off, it's actually a signal from the one God. This is the opportunity. Come back into the room, and you can be as snippy and as snide as you want to be. You can make as many jokes as you want. You can accuse me of everything and anything in the book, but you heard me out. You heard me. How many people do we have viewing and listening? Like something like 20
I don't know.
people?
Probably
We
20
got
people, I
22
guess.
people. We got 22 trolls.
All right, so 245
So,
says, Vaughn, okay, hold on. 245 says, Vaughn, I'm confused. I thought there were multiple gods. How come the others say only one God? That's their religious preference, dude. It's a free country. They can believe however they want to fucking believe. I personally believe in multiple deities. Sammy believes in one. John believes in one. Other people believe in one. I personally believe in multiple deities. It's a free country. I personally think that I'm correct. They think they're correct. And, near the twain shall meet. But, that's the way it goes, But, I mean, that has nothing,
we respect each other, and to the we agree to disagree, and we're civilized about it. Hash this. We don't agree on religious doctrines and religious beliefs. Okay,
yeah.
But listen. This is a message for the Jews in the room. I'm 100% genuine. John can vouch for me. Vaughn can vouch for me. I've been repeating this message, ceaselessly. I've beaten it to death for at least 10 years.
And I keep telling you, they're not listening. I keep telling you, they're not listening.
The one God of the universe that this guy says he calls himself a believer, a chosen. If the one God of the universe gave the Jews of Europe 1,000,001 opportunities, he gave them 1,000,001 hints.
He's not.
History is repeated.
That man.
My rabbi himself. Wait. Let me recommend my rabbi to this guy, a guy that happened to wander into this room. Listen, guy. Go look up Rabbi Nir Ben Artzi. He went there to America. He spoke to many of your communities. Rabbi Nir Ben Artzi. Go look him up. Listen to his messages. See that he's been for 30, 40 years. He's telling the Jews, you need to return, and you need to return quickly because things will escalate, and they're escalating. And you can't say that you were not warned. You cannot say that you were not warned. You had decades of warnings, and it's all coming to a head. It's all heating up. It's all escalating. And no matter what kind of excuses you make for yourself, nothing will hold up because God gave you 1,000,001 opportunities, signs, and warnings, and things are falling apart for everyone in the diaspora, for everyone, including the Jews. The thing, what you've gotten used to, your comfortable little nest, your comfortable little existence is being disrupted. All right, so you need to wake up. You need to wake up.
And if you don't listen to Sammy, you can listen to me because my gods have said we're going to go through what's called a rough patch. Their words, not mine. And what that rough patch entails, I do not know, but it's obviously not going to be a good thing. So if you don't want to listen to Sammy, fine, listen to me because my God's told me the same damn thing. We are getting ready to go through a rough patch. We're getting ready to go through some bad shit. Now, I don't expect to know the full details of that. I haven't been,
Wait. The Los Angeles riots with the illegals isn't bad. That's a harbinger. The illegals are acting wild. They're going wild.
Yeah. Oh, people in general are going wild. They're fucking going crazy. Yeah, absolutely they are. Absolutely they are.
And I told John before I met you, years before I started talking to you, that the message was very clear from my rabbi, that you'd have the worst of the worst, animalistic types, barbaric, savage types that will run wild in America and make the lives of the Jews there a living hell. And that's what that's what's beginning to happen. And the Bolshevik wokeists that American Jews kind of warmed up to, they're now flipping on you. They're betraying you. They're the ones searching you out. They're the ones trying to kill you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. And don't be surprised if your own.
I want the guy to come back in here. Let's have a civilized conversation.
And don't be surprised if your own fellow Jews sell you out. Don't be
People are
surprised.
saying in the comment section that the troll God's chosen
No,
was
we should talk.
Cisco.
Kind of got.
Was
They're
that?
saying-
Hold on, Sammy. Was that guy? Did that guy sound like Cisco? I don't think that was
No.
Cisco, the guy with the beard.
That was not. Well, first of all, I know what Cisco looks like. First,
He was kind of shocked. He was kind of shocked by my saying what I had
well,
to
he
say.
thought you were fake.
He thought
I
it
mean,
wouldn't
you
come
know,
from a.
he thought you were fake. He didn't think you were real. And that watch, you know, when once you showed him Haifa, I mean, there was nothing he could say at that point.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, Sammy. This guy is an excellent example of what I've been trying to tell you. The Jews here in America do not give two fucks about Torah. They don't give no fucks about Meshuggah. They don't give two fucks about the diaspora. They don't give two fucks about nothing. They're going to have to be physically removed. And that's not going to happen. Trump's not going to do it. Trump just made like 1,000 fucking laws saying we can't talk about Jews, we can't argue with Jews, we can't do anything about Jews. Okay, and those laws are now on the books. We can't even talk about Judaism hardly, you know, unless it's in a historical context. So I mean, you know, we're screwed. We're screwed, blue and tattooed. So you know, Trump is basically shut down.
Tattooed. You know why you're not. You know why you're not screwed, blued, and tattooed.
Why?
Because it's not up to you. You're not. You're not the ones kicking them out. You're not the ones choosing to kick them out.
Right, but don't we have to argue with them or something?
No. The message is very clear. It's the message is this: nobody defeats the creator of the universe. Nobody defeats the will of the one God.
Nobody defeats the universe. That's right.
I'm not worried. You know, I'm the messenger. I'm not worried. Don't shoot the messenger. That's my message to the Jews listening. The message was transmitted through me, through many other Jews, and through many rabbis that said, look, and even Kabbalistic rabbis are saying, you know, the message, even the ones in Canada or whatever, the ones we listen to, they said, if you can, you should return to Israel.
Correct.
If you can, you should
It's
return.
in the Torah. It's literally in the Torah.
They themselves don't want to pick up their communities and their congregations.
Because they're atheists. They're atheists.
Shut up. No, Vaughn, they're not atheists. They're just stubborn because they got used to the cushy life they have in the diaspora. It's not about atheism. They're wishy-washy because money talks and bullshit walks with the Jews. And nobody tells the Jews what to do. Nobody.
No, you said a true statement there. That you said an absolute true statement.
You don't tell us what to do. We tell you what to do. You're goyim. You're subordinate to us.
Menachem Begin told us flat out.
You're lesser than us. You don't get to tell us what to do.
Correct.
So the bold Jew understands that. Come and make me. You know what? I'm not the one that's going to come and make you. Vaughn the pagan here is not going to be the one.
I'm not getting involved.
John the homeless hooker here is not going to be the one to make you. The one God of the universe is going to make you.
The God you claim to associate with is the one that's going to make you leave. Supposedly. I hope it's true. I think you should go of your own free will.
I say get the fuck out of
Dodge. Get the fuck out. That's right. But I mean, you know, but seriously, I mean, you know, if you've got a choice between God thumping you in the fucking head or leaving of your own free will, I think you should take the offer to leave of your own free will.
Yeah, I mean, you should buy it. The Jews of America know this. Yeah, a lot of the believing Jews know this. They're in a state.
Key word there, believing.
Wait. I know for a fact that they're in a state of anxiety. They're in a state of stress. They're in a state of sort of like indecisiveness. They're indecisive. They're like being kind of like, should I go? Should I stay? Should I go? Should I stay?
Should I go now?
Should I go? Should I stay or should I go?
So nothing I'm saying here is new. All right. The only thing that's different is that the pressure,
the urgency and
the pressure has been turned up.
Yeah, the urgency to leave. Like I said, even my own gods have said there is a rough patch coming. It's going to be pretty bad. Not really bad, but bad enough to, you know, aggravate the shit out of you probably. Maybe even more than that. But there's going to be a rough patch coming. My gods told me. They flat out told me that shit. They said there's going to be a rough patch coming. You know, I don't claim to know what that is, but I know it ain't going to be good. So, I mean, you know, if you've got a chance to leave now and avoid all that shit, you should do so. Jews and Catholics and Muslims, you have a place to go to. The Jews have Israel to go to. The Muslims have Jordan to go to, and the Catholics have the Vatican City.
They have a third of the world to go to.
Well, a lot of them go to Jordan first and then disperse. But anyway, the point is, you guys
have all of Africa. They have Indonesia. They have Asia. They have a third of the world. They have many options. Why do you have to go live with the fucking pagan Christian goyim in America? Why?
Exactly. That's a good point, Sam. You guys have a place to go. The Catholics, hey folks, hey Catholics, did you know Vatican City's empty? Did you know they've got beautiful apartments over there? Why the fuck are you here? Why the fuck is any Catholic in the United States? If I got a choice to go live in the Vatican City, I'm going to fucking take that shit. I wouldn't be here. I'd be gone, motherfuckers. I mean, so the Catholics, the Jews, and the Muslims, you all have places you can go rather than be here. And if there really is a rough patch coming, like my God say, it's in your best interest. Not mine, your best interest. Get the fuck out now before this rough patch comes and you'll be stuck here and not able to leave. That's the thing, because if the rough patch is bad enough, you might get stuck here and not be able to leave.
Wait. The Christians and the Catholics in America are one and the same almost.
No.
The Jews are the ones that stick out like a sore thumb. They're the ones.
But the Catholics. Okay, Catholics. They're not technically supposed to be here. Sorry. They have a place they can go. They can go to Vatican City. Like I said, it's beautiful over there. The apartments are affordable, and they'll be around their fellow Catholics.
It's only a few blocks. Fucking Vatican City is just a few blocks in Rome. It's not even a city. It's just I was there. You can't fit millions of fucking Catholics over there. You can't.
Why is John streaming from his car so much? John is streaming from his car so much because he is homeless. He is homeless. That's why he's streaming from his car so much. Now, I don't know what that means, so I'm not going to speak it.
Look, wait. Give me the stage for a minute so I can just go on my soapbox and really coherently put this thing together.
Go right ahead. You're doing that. I'll do this.
Okay, listen good. Listen.
Oh, yeah.
All right, listen good.
Yeah.
The warnings were given. I am living proof of it. John and Vaughn are my witnesses. I have gone on and on for years upon years where I seemed like I was off of my rocker, where I seemed like I was really being alarmist or fatalistic. And I know the money is more seductive than any warning you're going to get, because the same scenario played itself out. The same kind of predicament faced the Jews of Europe prior to the Holocaust, and many of them failed the test and the trial. Some Jews, by the skin of their teeth, before the Holocaust began, left by all means necessary. We talked about this. Rabbi Tovia Singer lives in Jerusalem. He left Brooklyn. And he talked about the yeshiva that he belongs to, the Mir Yeshiva. From Poland, they moved to Lithuania. And then just before the war broke out, they had done some sort of council that they had. And they convened and came to the conclusion that Europe is going to go through a bloodbath. And it's best to pick up the whole community and leave before it began. Before the war began, they sensed it. They had their spirit. They were ultra-Orthodox religious Jews of the highest order, Kabbalists, and they smelled it and they sensed it. Their spiritual sense was alive. It didn't die because they didn't assimilate. They didn't intermarry. They didn't lose themselves amongst the Gentiles. They didn't lose their minds. They didn't lose their logic. They didn't lose their historical sense. They didn't lose their bearings. Okay? And so what did the Mir Yeshiva do? The whole community picked up, sold everything, picked up and went on the Siberian Express from Russia all the way to the Far East, and they found themselves in Shanghai. And then when the war in China began, when the Japanese invaded Shanghai, they went to Singapore, and they rode out the war in Singapore, and the Mir Yeshiva survived. All right, this is one example of smart, religious, spiritually minded Jews that bought a clue before the Holocaust consumed millions of Jews in Europe. All right, the same scenario applies today. And it's very touchy because your money is precious to you. Your money is more holy than the one God that you're supposed to be subservient and faithful to. That's the fucking holy U.S. American dollar is more holy to you than the one God of the universe. All right, you are idolaters. All right, when God has told you time is up, time is up. Everything that has been foretold and prophesied has fallen into place. You can even ask Rabbi Stinger in Jerusalem. He's 100% convinced. He said, "This is it. It's it." Okay, his community in New Jersey, they all know it. The communities in New York.
I was just in Lakewood the other day. Very nice place. I was just out in Lakewood, New Jersey, where all the Jews live in New Jersey. Really nice place. Really good food out there. A lot of good kosher people.
What's that rabbi that hangs around with RFK and Trump and all them? What's his name?
Oh, Rabbi Shmuley Bultea?
Smearson?
Botiak.
Oh yeah, Shmuley Bultea. He's the dildo. The Alex calls him Rabbi Dildo.
Well,
he's
anyway,
the dildo. No, he's the dildo rabbi.
Now he is. Okay, well, now he is. He's not sounding any alarms that I'm aware of. He's totally okay.
Well, he's got sex toys to sell. He's not in no hurry to leave America. He's got butt plugs. He's got butt plugs to sell. He's a butt plug rabbi.
You know, you can actually supposedly make a lot of money with butt plugs. How the fuck would I know? You know,
his daughter sells butt plugs. You know what type? You know.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, like I said, you make money. You can make a lot of money off that shit. I personally don't care for that, but whatever. The point is, though, he's not sounding any alarm.
Hey, man, there's a rabbi that owns Pornhub. He makes money off of Pornhub. I mean, come on.
Money off of Pornhub. That's right. But
no, he's on the what do you call it? The board. He's on the board of the corporate.
We have what my point is that this rabbi and the rabbi with the big white beard.
I'll tell you something. 1 second. I'll tell you from the word.
All right, Sammy. I think we're gonna have to come to the Sammy. Sammy. You've been ranting and raving. We gave you the floor. Let's settle down. Let's change the topic and let's
change the topic. Have you gotten yourself some methylene blue?
I have not yet. I have not gotten myself. I got myself some pussy black. That's been good, doing good for me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to each his own, man. You know.
Baseball.
Well, I gotta get some methylene blue soon.
Methylene blue, I mean, apparently it is exploding. No kidding. Not necessarily.
It is amazing.
Well, here's the thing, though. The methylene blue that RFK is using is not Alex Jones's. The methylene blue he's using is from some other company. I saw the video the other day. I don't know. I can't remember the name.
I like that Alex Jones stuff. The iodine, that iodine stuff. Yeah, I used to take that every day. That stuff is really good.
Yeah. Now, what is that iodine?
I'll tell you the brand I got, because it's harder to get it shipped out of America. Yeah. I got it out of Europe, out of Germany. All right, and so when you get it, I'll give credit to the Germans. They don't sell shit; they sell quality.
They do.
Yeah, Germans do it the best. Germans make the best cars. Germans make the best food, and Germans make the best camps.
Because they put pride in what they build. That's why. Okay, if Americans would stop being lazy fucks and put pride in their work, they would beat everybody on the planet. But they don't want to do that. They don't look at it. They don't look at it as something to be prideful of. Good kind of pride, I mean. that be proud of the work that you're doing. You're building a car for Americans. You should be proud of that. They're not. They're just there to do 8 hours work. Oh, fuck this job. They don't care. And because they don't care, it reflects in their workmanship. It absolutely fucking does. Because if you got pride in your work, if you're proud to be an American, you're proud to make an American product.
I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
Yeah, fuck him. He's an anti-American.
And the man who died, who gave that right to me.
The thing about it is, if you take pride in the work you do, it's going to reflect in your product. It absolutely will. But yeah, Lee Greenwood, the guy that does proud to be an American, yeah, motherfucker isn't even in favor of the Constitution. He hates the Second Amendment and the Fifth Amendment and a few other amendments.
We got 16. We got 16 candles out there. We got 16 dum-dums that are watching, probably trolls.
16 candles.
I want the Jew back. I want to talk to the Jew.
Come back in, chosen
God's
people.
chosen.
Come back in.
God's chosen. God's chosen 69. God's chosen 69. Come back in. We want to talk to you again. Come back in, Maynard. I guess you chased him off when you showed him he was actually living in Haifa. He couldn't believe it. He's like, fuck, he really is in Israel. And then he left.
Yeah.
Oh well. Shit happens.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's hard to hear what I have to say, but it's actually out of a sense of I can't help it. It's out of a sense of duty. I've always said to myself, would I warn them? Would I try to help them? And I did my U.S. Army service in Bavaria in southern Germany, outside of Nuremberg, in a town called Ansbach. And I went to the hall. Ansbach, and I went to the hall where they held the Nuremberg trials. I was there, and I visited Auschwitz, and I visited Dachau, and I visited a lot of the concentration camps. And it left an impression on me. And I said to myself, listen, I can't deny the history here, the whole history. And we talked to Joseph Atwell about Bolshevism, about Freemasonry, about the Thule Society, about the Theosophists in the 19th century. All of that wacky business, all of that abstract
Knights
stuff.
Knights Templar.
All of it, yeah, all right. The Bolshevism and the Russian Revolution and everything that led up to the Holocaust and what's his name, Ludendorff and Lenin and Hitler. It was all a goddamn conspiracy, and the Jews got caught up in it. And it's written in the book of Hosea, my people perish for having a lack of knowledge. Okay, so the Jews like to, they think highly of themselves as being very intelligent and highly educated. So one Jew speaking to another, I'm not telling you what to do, and I'm not going to make you do anything. The warnings were given. The fact is, I'm fulfilling my obligation. I'm living up to.
Your rabbi told you to tell people.
My rabbi told me to do. I feel it is my duty, and I've ceaselessly and exhaustively repeated this with Vaughn and John for close to 8 years now. All right, 8 years, and they can vouch for it.
Yep. 245, real quick.
And nobody is going to accuse me the day after that I didn't ring the bell, that I didn't sound the alarm, that I didn't tell the Jews living in the diaspora that God is compelling them to return. All right, you should return at all cost. It doesn't matter. At all costs, you should return now.
That's right. Now, 245 is saying, Bon, if Sammy is right about God and you are wrong, doesn't that mean that you and other non-believers go to hell? No, it does not. Sammy is right about his beliefs in regards to the Middle East. He's absolutely right. I am absolutely right about my beliefs here in the diaspora.
Okay, Vaughn likes to make this point. He makes this argumentation. I don't agree with his argumentation. The argumentation he provides to you is up to you to accept it as for what it is, believe it or don't believe it. You do your own research. You study the Joseph Atwell's work. Caesar's Messiah, or you study James Valiant's work, Creating Christ. That's even a better documentary. And you learn the truth, how you've been lied to, how you've been bamboozled.
Everything is a lie. Everything is a lie.
Generations upon generations, you've been lied to by the state and by your religious leaders and by the institutions that you think are benevolent when they have been abusing you and treating you like chattel, like livestock, like playthings. Okay, that's what the Vatican thinks of you. The Vatican and the people that know the secrets of Christianity are no better, and they're one and the same as the bankers or the social engineers or the rich fat cat tycoons that are in the clique and the club, the Bilderbergs. They all think that we are lesser than them, okay? And they think that we are to be manipulated by them. That it's their right to play God.
Well, they believe they have a right over us because they have more.
The Vatican literally believes that they are the vicars of God.
All right, we got someone named Jason. Give me the middle finger to know you're real. Let me see your middle finger. Okay, let's see, Jason.
Bring him in. Is that the Chosenite?
No, it's not.
It's Jay in Arizona. Hey, Jay.
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing, Jay?
I'm doing all right. Just getting tired of you listening to you yap about the Jews.
Yeah.
Change the subject.
Well,
Richie Rags wants to know, what does the CIA guy has to say? What does the CIA have to say?
The CIA?
Yeah, Central Intelligence Agency.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
Well, Vaughn has signed the NDA, so he can't really speak.
Yeah, I signed an NDA. In fact, I've signed several NDAs.
You know what? It's funny they have another acronym for CIA. It's Catholics in Action. But you know what? It's not just Catholics, but now the Mormons have overtaken the Catholics in the CIA. There are more Mormons than there are Catholics in the CIA.
Well, the CIA has infiltrated the Mormons. That's why. The CIA literally infiltrated the Mormon church, and that's why I do not know, but they did. And
because Mormons are good people, they don't mess with nobody.
They don't mess with nobody.
There are more Mormons active in the CIA than there are Catholics.
They infiltrated the Mormon church. Literally.
You know, one of the top Catholic universities, Johns Hopkins and Georgetown, they all groom their students to be CIA agents.
Yeah, that's right. They're CIA and they're Mormon. That's right. Now, why is that? I do not know, but that's just a thing.
I tend to like Mormons. I think Mormons tend to be.
I don't mind. You know, everybody. You know, back when I was a Christian, everybody, kind of jumped on me. Said, "Why do you talk to Mormons? Why do you talk to LDS? Why do you talk to these people?" I said, I find them fascinating. I don't have a problem talking to them. I
think I probably would rather live in a Mormon neighborhood than a Jewish neighborhood.
It doesn't bother me. I don't have a problem talking to them.
Dude, I was in Utah. It's boring as fuck, but it's safe and it's quiet. White picket fences, very Americana, beautiful scenery. Nice. And it was Zion National Park. I saw this guy that does music video, like live performance instruments. He plays. He's from Lithuania, and he did like an episode in Zion National Park. It was really touching, really moving. They played a Leonard Cohen song, and was some woman there in the crowd.
Zion National Park. I like that.
Yeah. How ironic, right?
And I went to Bryce Canyon, and I went to Canyonlands, and I went to the Grand Canyon. I went to Monument Valley. And I went to Arches. I hit all of the national parks.
Richie Rag says not that many darkies. Yeah, it tends to be that. Yeah.
Well, now see, that's what I did, Sammy. I took a spell where I went all over the continental United States, looking at all the national monuments and places, And because I said, well, because at the time I'm like, well, I only got one trip here I'm gonna take the time. I'm gonna go out. So I went and saw the Grand Canyon. I went and saw Natural Bridge here in Kentucky. I went and saw Mount Rushmore, and it's just gorgeous stuff. But I wanted to go and see everything before I left this mortal coil. Of course, I found out later that reincarnation is a thing, and I'll just be coming back. But still,
Jay, have you been to Sedona? Have you gone to Sedona over there in Arizona?
Yeah,
You
I've
been
been to
there?
Sedona. Yep.
It's a beautiful place.
Yes, it
yeah,
is. Nice and peaceful, quiet.
nice and quiet. Yeah,
Yep.
it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Yep. I
But
lived
yeah,
in the
man.
valley,
Yeah, well, that's yeah,
in the
absolutely.
valley. But yeah, I've been to Sedona. Yep.
Oh, Sammy,
Arizona,
look at that
look,
old
Arizona was a really nice place.
Sammy, look at my old picture that I have up
Oh my
on
God.
StreamYard. Look at that beard, man.
Yeah,
Holy
look at the
shit,
beard.
that's a fucking huge beard,
That's a
man.
huge ass beard. Yeah, it's a huge about it. Yeah,
Someone wants to know where can we donate. That's cash.app/money sign Yohanan 770. It's right on the screen. My name, money
yeah, it's
sign
right there, man. It's right
Yohanan
there.
770.
And then mine is $ James Paul von Helton, all one word. So,
I'm fucking dying and I need some help, man. So if you want
yeah,
to
man.
donate
Well, we're both
$5,
dying actually. Yeah,
Oh,
so
wait. What do you think about what's happening in Los Angeles? I mean, the blacks have taken second place to the illegals now.
yeah, the
It's
illegals are pushing them
Black
right
Lives
out.
Matter now. It's like the Mexican gangs and all the
There's
Mexican.
there's a bit of irony there, because the blacks are now being pushed out of their own community by the illegals. So there's some irony there, I guess. I don't know. It just seemed kind of interesting. So
The African Americans are now on board with Trump's agenda
well,
to,
of course, they're being pushed out of their own damn community. So of course they are now.
support the
They don't have
illegals.
a choice. They don't have
I
a
guess
choice.
they're gonna
They're
have to
literally being
have
pushed
a
out of their
new
own community.
slogan. Let's make being black great again.
It's making black great again. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, yeah. I mean, when you're being pushed out of your own damn community, yeah, you're going to side with Trump to get rid of these motherfuckers. I mean, that's common sense. That's
That
just
is
common
common sense,
sense,
right?
man. Yeah,
Fuck
fuck yeah.
me. But maybe they'll do something. Who knows what the fuck will happen with them?
It's
Yep.
untelling, isn't it?
It's
It's
because
untelling.
when they started to wake up from their deep sleep of being on the Democrat,
The Democrat plantation, right?
the plantation,
Yeah,
they started becoming a threat to the Democrat
they did.
politicians.
They did.
So the Democrat politicians decided to discard the blacks in favor
They
of the
did.
illegals.
That's correct. They're now. They have
That's
been.
that's what
They
I
have.
noticed. Yeah, that the people that were on the left back when Obama was president, now they're on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they have no choice. They have no choice. It's either side with the right or be extinct. One or the other. They don't have a choice. And they're literally pushed in that direction, whether they like it or not.
You
And
think
and it's interesting how things are falling
Hey,
into
Vaughn,
place.
throw out that link about the karaoke you did. Touch me by
Oh, you want me to
Jim
throw out the
Joe
link? Okay,
Morrison.
hang on just a
I
second.
gave Fawn $15 in Cash App if he recorded the Doors "Touch Me," and he did, and he
Right, right.
It's not Vaughn's best, but at least he gave it a good try.
Well,
And
it was my voice sounded a bit bassy, but other than that, it wasn't bad. It's just that my voice sounded a little bassy. I recorded it like 3 different times, and I just could not get the bass out of that damn microphone, and so I
yeah, you
just
did all right. You did all right.
Hey,
You did exactly what you
Jay,
had to do.
Jake,
Mm,
have you ever
yeah.
been to the Jewish Community Center over the JCC over there in Scottsdale? Have you ever been there? You know
No.
how fun, you know how nice that place is. It's like a country better than any country club around. I was there. It's
Yeah.
like and the one in Tucson also is like they're very posh and very
Yeah.
very modern and everything.
It's the
Yeah.
link in the private chat, John.
I already got it, big boy. I already
Oh,
sent it
okay,
out in the main
okay.
chat, man.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
almost like that scene from Chinatown with Jack Nicholson, where he goes
How,
to the
how,
guy
how close
when
how
he goes
close
to
are
the
how
when
close
he
are
goes to the assisted living place for his father. He goes, "Does your fine establishment accept Jews?" And the guy goes, "Oh, of course not, sir." And he goes, "Thank God, my father wouldn't like him anyway."
How close do you live to Scottsdale over there, Jay?
Like, not very far, like 20 minutes away.
That's a good little drive, though. Still,
There you go. You know, they have a lot of nice restaurants in Scottsdale, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Go
everything's
to the
nice in
Jewish Community
Scottsdale.
Center. Go to the Jewish Community Center and pick yourself up some kosher pussy, man.
there you go.
Yeah.
Dude, they have a big, huge Olympic-sized pool, like awesome facility there. They really invested in that place. But Scottsdale, I like Scottsdale. I thought twice about Tucson. Everybody told me you should live in Phoenix, and then I thought about Texas. But you know what?
You know how Jewish people have doggy style sex. The woman rolls over and plays dead, and the guy stands and barks and begs.
Shut the
Ouch.
fuck up.
I have never seen. I have to give Jewish women credit. I have never seen a
What did
Jewish
you
woman
say?
want to date
Wait.
a non-Jewish man. I've never seen it.
The joke
Never.
is how did Jewish?
No, what are you talking about? American
The joke is how
women.
does the Jewish couple? How does a Jewish couple have doggy style sex? How do they have doggy style? The woman rolls over and plays dead, and the man begs.
That's fucking
And the man
terrible.
stands on his hind legs and begs.
That's awful, bro. That's
No.
awful.
I'll tell you, it's a scourge, and even God's chosen 69 knows this. The Jews are marrying out left and right, both men and women, and it always ends badly. It ended badly in Europe, and I don't mean to be mean about this, but it's just and John knows this. When the Jews begin to lose themselves and to marry into the nations, it leads to tragedy, and it leads.
Really though, like Jewish, like it's not like a really like. It's not like a real popular thing, like how like you make it sound like. I mean, like most people don't think nothing of it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, because I lived in America. America is very, whatchamacallit? It's like a melting pot. You know, everybody doesn't care about nobody cares about ethnicity or religion, especially the Jews. There, and I'm telling you, it's just a phenomenon from history, and it's a damn disgrace that people don't remember history, and they don't accept. They don't accept the consequences and the events of the past as being valid today in America. And the same rules apply. Look, 200 years of the Enlightenment, or 100 or so years prior to the Holocaust, the Jews were emancipated, and they started intermingling and assimilating and intermarrying, and it led to horror. And it led to millions upon millions of people dying.
Mostly it's just everybody's tired of the bullshit. You know what I mean? Like everybody just wants to be able to live their life, and that's what it should be. Is like
but America's about mixed race mixing, and the Jews of America supported that. All right, and there's not, and for America that may seem all good and fine, but in our history we have a 3,400-year-old history where we were commanded not to mingle with the nations, and if you mingle with the nations, God turns his back on his people, and then his people get slaughtered. And when his people get slaughtered, millions upon millions of Gentiles join the party.
If people are such fuck ups, if we're such fuck ups, like how come every day the sun rises and sets and everything's just basically, I mean, for the most part, not too bad. Like
there's a routine. There's a routine until there isn't a routine. You know how 9/11 shocked everybody. Everything was all routine, quiet, and boring, and then all of a sudden you have 9/11, and you know what kind of, and it was surreal.
COVID.
It was even all sorts of events all of a sudden happen, and then you get thrown. What's the expression? You get thrown for a loop.
Thrown for a loop. Sammy. Here's the person that started the the melting pot.
He looks like my youngest brother. He has the exact face of my youngest brother, Raymond. He looks identical to him. He looks identical.
This guy here, he was the one that came up with the term melting pot. He's the one that came up with the term diversity. And when his rabbi asked him why he was, calling for these things, his rabbi asked him, and he said, because we want to destroy America and turn it into a Jewish state. That's his words. That man's words right there. Israel Zangwill. He was speaking to his rabbi.
Well, destroy whatever he meant to. I'm not doing apologetics for him. I didn't read his book. But I'll tell you, we talked about this before. A melting pot and diversity and race mixing work.
It worked. Look at America. Americans in the shitter.
In the urban centers of America
or the suburbs.
It works well in keeping the Christians off of the Jews' backs because
it works keeping America down.
It doesn't keep America down because diversity and race mixing for the past 100 years made America the superpower. All right, it's all of that innovation, all of that opportunity. So stop talking shit. But it does turn to shit. It does turn to shit when they don't know when to quit. All right, it does turn to shit when they don't know when to quit and say enough is enough.
Turns to shit when they don't know when to quit. You're a cult, you don't know it.
All right, but as far as the good life in America, it was good because there was tolerance and there was a melting pot and diversity, and but once
overflown.
But we were never supposed to be like that. We were never.
The melting pot has overflown.
Or diversity. We were colonists. And you had the Quakers that lived here. You had the Mennonites that lived here. You had the Puritans that lived here.
You had mixed ethnicities coming out of Europe. They were all white, but they were mixed ethnicities. You had Germans, you had Irish, you had English.
And they all clinged in their little groups. You had Germantown. I mean, I remember Germantown as a boy. I remember it. The Germans were all in one spot, Germantown. It's just like Chinatown. You had the Chinese in one spot. They were all in Chinatown. That's the way things were. We didn't mix. We had everybody had their place.
No. Well, I'll tell you that what I said before
10-minute countdown. 10 minutes. We almost got the 2-hour mark. 10-minute countdown.
A lot of people have affairs.
When they don't, the point being is all is good and fine with a tolerance and accepting different types of people, but race mixing and religious. A kind of intermingling and intermarriage. The proof is in the pudding. It happened in Europe, and it led to a tragic a catastrophe. What the Germans called the Second World War is the Katastrophe. Okay, they call it Katastrophe. The catastrophe.
All right? Germans call it that?
The emancipation. The emancipation and intermingling and intermarriage led to a catastrophe. Why? Because the Jews have it in their minds that they have to fight for the rights of the Gentiles, not just for the rights of the Jews.
They have it in their minds that they have to take over the fucking world.
Yeah, well, the Jews are busybodies. They have to fight for human rights. They have to fight for equality. And it took on the form of Bolshevism and atheism because they felt pity upon the Russian serfs, the Russian slave class, the Slavs. They wanted to set them free from the grips of the czars. That's what they were actually idealistic about that. And Maxim Gorky's Gorky Park, and all the Mensheviks, the apocalypse revolutionaries. A lot of the Jews of Russia participated in that because they intermarried with the Russians. All right, they felt the camaraderie. They were comrades. They fought for one another. They died in the trenches together. All right, the Jews were what?
What's the difference between ethnicity and race?
No. Once the emancipation of the Jews of Europe began, they started marrying out of Judaism. And the Jews have a drive within them to liberate, okay? They're liberators, just like Moses, and they fight against the tyranny of kings or the tyranny of tyrants. It's in the blood. So
Well,
that's why they were drawn. No, that's why they were. No,
when
they
you
were
say
drawn.
race, what are you talking about when you say race? The color of your skin, your
Not
ethnic.
religion. Well, everything, ethnicity, race, religion. They intermarried with Europeans, and they felt bad for them. And the Europeans themselves started becoming more intellectual, and they wanted to free themselves from the tyranny of the church, from the tyranny of monarchy and autocrats and aristocrats. They wanted that persecution of the lower classes to end, and that's what actually inspired Bolshevism. It came out of Russian Mensheviks, political workers' parties, and they were not just Jews. The Jews were a lot of them were the intellectual elites. But they had married into the Russians, and the Russians and the Jews were very much, there was a lot of endearment between them. That's why it took off. The Bolshevik Revolution took off because the Jews had felt a lot of endearment towards Russian slaves or Russian serfs. That's how they won. That's how they won them over. That's how they became popular as intellectual elites amongst the Bolshevik movement. Otherwise, the Russians wouldn't have, done what they did as far as the revolution, as far as trying to take over the world, as far as threatening, the Vatican or the old order of old Europe, the kings and queens of Europe. It was a very sort of like a natural unfolding because they had intermarried with the Gentiles, and this was a mistake. It ended horrifically. It ended tragically.
Hitler found out that the Jews wanted to take over the world, and he fucking wanted to do it before they did. And then fucking
No, they were reactionaries because they had seen how the Bolsheviks took over Russia. They'd mass murdered the czarists, the White Russians, the royalists, the pro,
the ethnic Russians.
The fact is the Jews were
All right, guys, it's almost at the 2-hour mark. Why don't we give final statements? Jay, smoking on the cig. Why don't you give us your final thoughts? What do you have to say?
I just pray for happiness and
Amen.
peace amongst the whole world, and with everybody in it, just peace and happiness and prosperity.
Amen. That's a nice blessing. Vaughn, what's your final statement for the night?
My final statement is, like I told you earlier, there is a rough patch that's coming. The gods and goddesses of freedom religion have told me there is a rough patch coming. I do not know what it is. Some people believe it's the Trump administration. Maybe it is. I don't know. But there is a rough patch coming. And so if you have some place to be, Catholics and Jews and Muslims, if you have some place to go, now would be a great time to self-deport to those lands of origin that you come from, because the rough patch that's coming may not be good for you. It may not be good for you. So heed the advice and leave.
My final statement is, I hope my ding dong grows another inch. And anyway, I just want to say only good things. I'm like with Jay. I pray for peace. I pray for God to protect us and watch over us, and
absolutely,
only good things.
Absolutely.
So let us
That's
all
right.
say amen. Sammy,
I'll end on a positive note as well. I won't be too negative. I've met a lot of Lakewood Jews from New Jersey that have made the jump. They've made the move, and I'm happy for them. And more of them should do the same. And you should not be wishy-washy. You should not be hesitant. You should not be indecisive. And if that character, God's Chosen 69, is still out there hearing me, listening to this, I'm not saying anything new to you. This has been